So today's energy reading layout for the runes of Silvertree are specifically centering the eightfold wheel. Okay, so it's more in depth, more complex, but it gives you more insight because the new moon energy actually just closed for October, but I think it's still in the air a little bit. So before we get started, I want to set up the space here. Now, I've been told that using matches are, I guess, there's an element of sulfur in there, and sulfur attracts, I guess, lower entities from lower spaces. But I will say this. If you know what vibration is, if you know what energy is, if you know what frequency is, there's nothing to be afraid or ashamed of. Sulfur is part of an element on the periodic table. Study chemistry and you shall see, okay? So I'm going to light this candle. And yes, it is a black candle because it's representative of the new moon. The new moon is hidden. The new moon, there is mystery. The new moon, that is the womb of all creation. Okay? And that is a very important energy that I am introducing into my practice. All right, and then with that, I'm going to light some sage here. Now, I did not grow this sage, so to me it's still kind of a visitor, a guest in my space, if you will. A lot of the time with our spiritual tools, they come from factories. They come through many hands without any set intention. And I think I'm going to really talk about that today. It's been really very heavy on my mind, my person, my body, my being, my energy vortex. Energy vortex is a simplified version of the electromagnetic field that all living things carry within this world. All right, just about burned it all. Very good. It's white sage is it's very strong, but it's very purifying, I find, and it really makes the space I guess just for you, right? Smoke or any form of smoke, any form of that burning of herb, okay? Natural herb, whether that be organic natural tobacco or incense, sage, or any rosemary, sweetgrass. These things help to open and blend the mirrors of other worlds than these per se. So that's why you always want to, if you are burning something, make sure it's non-toxic and it's not going to cause you harm. Also, another way to clear the space will be to you can boil water and boil herbs and such in a pot that will release in the space as well. You can use an oil burner. I'll show that in my another reading. Just a different way to clarify your space. Also, the presence of salt. I want to include in the readings as well, since I am using a black candle. Black is protection. It is a shield, but it also absorbs. Black is the night, right? Everything, the mother absorbs all things. The womb is dark, right? The soil, the ground is dark, where our ideas, our seeds of ideas and of goals and inspirations and intentions are set into the earth. So let's get into the reading now. I'm going to shake up the jar. Okay. So with the 8-fold wheel, we have past, present, future. We have active past. We have active future. We have a future that cannot be changed and the past that cannot be changed, and that makes up the wheel. So I'll go by each one. Here we go. So what is going on, human collective, in our present reality? Present reality. Our present reality. Full moon. Wow. Okay. The circle. The circle. A cycle. The womb on fire. And that's pretty good. That's like to me, I'm getting a good vibe from this. Something that's being lit up, something that's being reignited, enlightened, coming to manifestation, coming to fruition. So the things that we've placed in order so far in the season of fire, okay, which began October 1st and it ends December 31st, keep going, keep moving, keep moving. Circles are movement, the wheel. Wheel in the sky keeps on turning, right? I'm just gonna lift the camera up just a little bit there. Whoop, that's too much. There we go. Perfect. All right. Next, our past. What do we need to, I guess, further process from our past? Let's see here. Okay. I get chaotic mess. A chaotic mess. A chaotic mess. Okay. And last but not least, let's take a look into our future. The future, the cup. The cup. All right. So I'm going to flip the past and the future over, and let's get into the present a little bit more here. So the present, we have the full moon. We have something coming into full fruition, something that is, I'm getting something in the works, right? So you want to keep working towards, keep the momentum going. And sometimes it's a bit hard to do in the season of fire during the months of October, November, December, because everything's slowing down. Life should be slowing down for deeper self-reflection in the period between fall and winter, right? Everything slows down. Movement slows down. We're not going out and hustling and bustling in the streets. We're staying in indoors. We are in our homes. We're next to our heaters or our fireplace, or in our stoves and our ovens. We're conjuring and mixing spices and herbs and vegetables, and for some of you, meats and flavors, and everything is beginning to, I don't know, I see like a woman's hands and someone's stirring the pot like this, okay? That's what's happening for the human collective, all right? For those of you who are actively, practicing in your craft, I will say this is a perfect time to do so. Obviously, October is the month of the spider. It is the month of the 8. 8 is prosperity. And so before anything can prosper, we must gather our ingredients. And that is important. The gathering of ingredients at this time. There's the harvest, right? Everything should pretty much be harvested at this point. September and October, all right, that's that time you see the pumpkins, you see the squash, you see collections of spices like thyme and rosemary and different salts and different peppers and chilies and garlic. You see all of this is a collection of ingredients. And Bob Proctor, I was listening in on him, and he said, when we receive a cake, a slice of cake, we don't say, Wow. What great flour. That flour tastes so good. No, we never do that. We always compliment the result, the end result of what we alchemized in the kitchen. Wow, that cake is delicious. Or wow, that soup is superb. And so paying attention to what we're gathering to make our dreams and manifest. To make our dreams manifest, we have to pay attention to what and how we're gathering our ingredients. It's almost like, you don't add enough salt, the soup's going to taste bland. You add too much water, then you lose the chunkiness of the vegetables, right? If you put too much chili in the soup, that can be too spicy, and it can be very hard for our bodies to digest that much heat. So, being mindful and heartful of how you gather ingredients. Where are you gathering your ingredients from? Pay attention to the source. I was walking to, or the sources of your ingredients. I was walking around in a new place I haven't been. It was this shopping center, very glitzy, ritzy, very glitzy, ritzy shopping center for affluent people, right? There's a specific area in northern Indiana there's a couple places like this. But anyway, their price tags was 2, 3, 4. I walked in on one store in particular, which was very interesting. She hardly had anything hanging up in the store. She didn't have tons of inventory, so not a lot to look at or get lost in. But she had a few, the sweaters, and she had jackets hanging out and about. So I always look at the price tag. Why not? I try not to, sometimes I just, I see something and I'm like, okay, let's see how much it costs. I flip over the tag. It was the fur coat was about almost $600. Now, I don't know if I don't believe the fur was even real animal fur. And the lining. When I look at coats, I look at the lining. Because it's one thing to look stylish and cute, but it's a whole nother thing about being practical. And in these Indiana streets, you have to be practical or you're going to freeze your little hiney off. So I go in, I put my hand in to feel the lining, and the lining is very thin. And then I see a woman across from me, and the owner is speaking to her about coming up with the payment plan to pay off this fur coat that costs about $600, paying it off installments for something of, in my personal opinion, had low quality. Quality ingredients to make your dreams happen, right? Will at times really set you up for success. If you have a quality camera, you have quality items that you're recording, you have quality content and a real message people can relate to, that, my friend or my friends, that will get you somewhere. Someone is going to pick up what you're putting down. But then here's another thing I want to mention too. Oh, a lot of energy. See that flame there? I'm trying my best to make sure that candle, because when you start studying candle magic, you begin to understand the importance of it all. Okay. It's very high, but a lot of energy. Sometimes we don't have access to the best, highest quality for our dreams. Sometimes you literally have to make things from scratch. Right? You take the scratch or the scrap and you make something beautiful out of it. And when it comes to cooking is a phenomenal example of what and how, women especially can make the magic happen in the kitchen, right? a woman has a few beans and some rice, and then she comes out with a 3 or 4 course meal. How does she do that? How does she do that? But that's a secret of the womb, secrets of the womb. It's the secrets of alchemy. You have enough faith and intention behind what you're doing when you're gathering your ingredients. Mystical, magical things can happen. Let's move on to our past, my dear human collective. So, chaotic mess. We're moving from a chaotic, sometimes there's chaos when we're trying to put our ideas together. I know I'm going through this right now. I know I'm going through a chaotic mess right now. I'm trying to figure out, and now, I'm being a little personal, but I'm trying to figure out what the next chapter is in my book. Because my life has been a beautiful ride with ups and downs, with failures, successes, with surprises. It's all just a beautiful unfolding journey. And I'm like, what do I focus on now? Okay, what are my goals? What are my daily goals? What are this? What is that? What is this? And sometimes with all this chaos, even at my current job right now, it's normalized chaos. Everything is very, and so that's the type of energy that I'm bringing home. And I'm trying to sit and organize my thoughts, my opinions, my desires, my values, my principles. And I have to allow the dust to settle a little bit. I just got done with the big move, a big separation, a big shifts in my life. And I think the key to dealing with chaotic mess or messes in your life that are part of your past is sometimes just allow yourself to be in it, to feel the chaos, to feel the chaotic. Like, you can't make up your mind this, okay, you can't settle on that idea, you can't shift on that idea. Sometimes you just have to be part of the tornado. Okay? Sometimes in order to find and discover something, you have to get a little lost. And that is so important here, because from whatever we're leaving in our past right now, it's definitely going to help us sort out the gathering of ingredients. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be some perfect, organized situation, because with the circle, it's still very feminine. It's very, very feminine. I see a portal. So there's a portal that's opening up for you that will help simplify and narrow down certain experiences, okay? Certain decisions that you need to make. So, don't beat yourself up here in this space. Just don't. Just don't. The tornado has ripped you up, and you're twirling around, and you're seeing all kinds of all your belongings twirling around you. You're seeing your favorite shoe. You're seeing your favorite, book. You're seeing things you don't really like in that tornado. Old feelings, worry, anxiety. You're seeing things that brought you joy, but you no longer can have that, or comfort. And you know what? That's all part of it. So if you feel like you're leaving a chaotic mess, a tornado, a storm from your past, the storm will pass, okay? And there's gonna be an opening, just like stormy clouds, and the tornado is finally broken down. She's finally disassembled, okay? And then there's that opening of beautiful sun rays coming through a dark cloud. So there's that. Let's move on to our future. So how does gathering of ingredients now that we're picking up from our chaotic mess of a past, how is that going to help us in our future? It's going to lead us to fulfillment. This is a cup. It's going to lead us. And if you can see in that wood there, isn't that perfectly centered? I see an orb. I see an orb of light. So very good sign. So I shouldn't say leaving, but we got through a chaotic storm, a chaotic mess. of a tornado in our life. And finally, the tornado has disassembled, it's broken down, and then we have this beautiful, I would say full moon, but now I see a sun coming out. We become enlightened. We're more wiser. We are more seasoned, if you will. Now that we're able to gather our ingredients that was misplaced and moved around during the storm from our past. Now we can see. Now I see the light that just came through. Now, what are we going to do with all this light? What are we going to do with all this enlightenment? What are we going to do with all this wisdom that we've gathered now? Because the sun is actually tied to Ra, the sun god, the Egyptian sun god, Ra. And we worship, as a society, as a collective, we worship him every single day. We just don't know it. But I'm going to get into the days of the week and where that comes from very soon. So please stay tuned for the cycles and seasons videos if you're interested. So with all this light that we're collecting in our cup, are we going to drink it? Are we going to share it? What are our intentions? There's nothing wrong with harboring your light for yourself. You can do this through, I'm just going to say it, sex magic. Sex magic isn't some dark demonic force. Again, it's all about intention. All about intention. What you intend to do with a full cup is your decision. Sex magic can be used, you can harness in your own energy through the act of celibacy, through the act of abstinence. These two practices can really, truly help bring it home for you, right? Because sex and physical intimacy, the joining of the yoni or the lingam, or the yoni and the lingam and the lingam, or whatever you choose for yourself, all of that can help you when you're harnessing that, and when you make that decision, that choice to harness that energy, that creative life force energy. You're making a choice, and you're putting out, you're using that, and you're rechanneling that in that energy to something else, to something that you desire to manifest. Now, some of us, you don't have to do it for years on end. There are some people who do this for years, for decades, until, they sometimes there's millions of reasons why people make or have these practices of celibacy and abstinence. I'm going to manifest a new relationship. So they stop interacting with partners that are in alignment of what they want, what they desire, and they hone in on what they desire through their energy vortex, through their mind. They visualize it, they feel it with their heart, and then they do and become what they seek. And over time, because the law of the universe is whatever you put in or put out, you receive. Over time, they'll attract this. A full cup just like them, ready and willing to share. Now, those of you that wish to share your full cup, be very wise, be very intentional with where and whom and what and how you're going about sharing your cup. Not everyone is going to give at the capacity of what you're willing to. Now, this does not mean to keep your cup out of fear of getting hurt. If you do that, that lesson's going to come regardless. That's not a good thing, to harness your talents, to harness your life force energy, to keep yourself from getting hurt. Life is suffering. Life is suffering, okay? And there's no way around that. But it's up to us on how we recover and use our cup to help other people, to love other people, to help create opportunities for other people, to be of service for other people. Meanwhile, also making sure we don't deplete ourselves. Do not give your cup and pour it into an empty one. Be very careful When you bump into an empty cup, be very careful. Very careful. Use your intuition. So, now that we have our present, past, and future, let's move on to what our ego truly desires. Desire of the ego. What we really want subconsciously in our heart, in our mind, in our body, in our soul. What we truly want. Here we go. Oh, joy, happiness, abundance. That's the breaking of bread or sharing of cups or a woman's breasts or a bottom. But it's for lust, for pleasure, right? We want pleasure, we want happiness, we want joy out of our manifestations. That's what we truly want. And that's okay. That really is okay. Get in tune with your subconscious. Get in tune with what brings you joy, what brings you happiness. Because let me tell you, in a storm of chaos, in a storm of mess, in a tornado, it's very difficult to focus on what brings you joy during a chaotic moment in your life. Whether that's a separation, a breakup, moving to a new place, a new country, starting leaving a business venture behind, or, taking or making a career path, all of those things, or bringing in a child to this world, pregnancy, or you have a child leaving the home, all of those really big moments, things that are super important to us, are grounded into our soil, because we're all trees, right? So next to our trees, we have our tree of our career tree. We have our family tree. We have our financial tree. We have our spiritual tree. And if any of those trees that's surrounding our tree, us, because we're in the middle of all that, falls down or gets torn up by a really bad storm, that can bring a lot of suffering. It could bring a lot of surprise and angst. And so when we've made it through, this isn't in the center, right here, we made it through. And now it's time to get back in alignment with our joy. Let's see what the advice from our love energy beings, from our higher self, our angels, from God or Goddess, from our super conscious, from all that is, from source of infinite intelligence and womb of all creation. Okay? Let's see here. What advice can help us stay on target? Oh, wow. Serpentine energy. Serpentine energy. Transformational. Getting in alignment with our inner desires. And then we have this opening, this circle is going to lead us to deep transformation. Now, even because this symbol is symbolic for the Kundalini, right? For the serpent energy. Serpents, they remove or they release skin. So it is quite like a life cycle, okay? And sometimes that can be uncomfortable. But again, if you're in tune with your inner desires of your being, it's not going to be as tumultuous as you think, because the serpentine energy is fire energy. It's reptilian energy. It is serious, okay? Like no snake is going to hold on to old skin. So our higher advice from our soul, okay, the God within us, is telling us to be ready. Release that skin. Okay, there's a cycle. It's very, very, very strong here. Fire. Okay. All right. Next. So that is our next one is the active past that can still affect us now. Active past that's still affecting us. Let's take a look at our past for a little bit. Broken cycle, new path. Broken cycle, new path. That could be very difficult. Okay, so for example, breakups, all right, splits. Someone, you're unified and then you're going your own way, a separation. Okay, that's what I'm getting. There's a separation in our past that's still affecting us. And that is okay. As long as you don't stop and you continue with the momentum that you're on now. Because what's done is done. Whenever this rune comes up, there's no going back to that old way, to that old cycle, that old circle. That circle's closed. And now you see that new street, that new road that you're taking and that you're being pulled. And I'm not getting that we're fighting it. I'm getting that we're just slowly kind of timid on this path a little bit. Unsure. But get in tune with our inner desires, okay? Because with the season of fire, it's all about desire. Bars. With the season of fire, it's all about desire. Let's move on. Now, this is part of our past that is fate, that cannot be changed at all. Past influences that have really pushed us to where we're at right now. Okay? So I'm really digging in here. I don't look at the runes that I pull either. So everything is fresh and everything is new. If it's new to you, it's new to me first. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Divine. That's the star. That's the butterfly. It was meant to happen. Whatever has pulled you to a new path, broken cycle, new path, it was supposed to happen. And it's right in the spot of fate. Wow. So it was supposed to happen because what's coming in the near future is literally beautiful. That is such a good thing. So as painful and hard and challenging as whatever situation you were facing, that chaotic mess, that storm, it was all supposed to be. It was all full of purpose. Beautiful. That is this is like probably one of my highest frequency runes that I have in my entire rune family, okay? Keep doing what you're doing. And this is fixed. This is fixed. This is in the area, in the space where fate cannot be changed. So this is what's where past is still affecting us now. So those of us that you're getting out of a relationship, or you left a job, or you're moving back into your parents, or you're leaving your parents' home, I'm getting strong relationship vibes from this area here. Okay? Strong relationships. Like, all right, bye mom and dad, I'm leaving, or hey, this isn't working out anymore, we need a divorce, or we need to separate, or hey mom and dad, I'm moving back in. Right? But I'm getting endings, I'm getting closures from the storm, from the tornado. Let's take a look into our future. Now, this is our active future. What can we do to possibly change this? Which, I'm so sorry, but I'm not sorry, but when you have a cup in your future, this could be a possible opportunity that you're going to receive from someone, from something too. I forgot to mention that. But it's almost about like a harnessing of your light that I'm getting. It's like with the gathering of ingredients, harnessing in what your intentions are. This is like a big cup. You're filling your cup. You're filling your cup. But for those of us that may be a little bit more apprehensive of our cup, of giving our cup away or what to do with our cup, this is something I'm going to pull the next rune that can, and next energy that can help us change that a little bit, okay? Oh, accepting help. Accepting someone. You see the two hands shaking in the middle there? This is accepting someone. Accepting someone's help. Accepting someone's assistance. So you're not by yourself. You see that eye? No, that's someone that's coming in to help you. And that's going to help change that, hesitation. Hesitation. Right, so that's definitely going to help. Very good. Let's move on to our future, or an active future that cannot be changed. This is the future fate. This is the fate of the future that can, whatever we do, so we can accept, but it's still going to come out how it's going to come out, okay? Let's see here. Oh, I got one. Okay. Oh, I see a door. A decision that will need to be made that no one can make for you. Whether you say yes or you say no. But I don't know if you could still see that moon there. Or not the moon and the sun. You see the sun? It should be on your left, I think. The sun is the center. It's our present moment. The sun is a yes. The sun is a positive energy. So it's going to be an offer or an opportunity where you're going to feel more inclined to say yes to. The no is that moon, that dark moon. But I'm getting a yes from this. So it's going to be something that you're going to just say. It's going to be so hard for you to say, no. Nope. Because of the desire of the heart, the desire in our subconscious mind is so strong. It's going to be really hard to say, no. This is a season of opportunity. Okay? Very beautiful reading. All right, so in conclusion, that's it. So by the time you get this, you should be getting this in a couple of days. I know it's a little late. I try to release this around every new moon. So, like around October new moon, you get November new moon reading, but I'm a little late. But I'll be on time for the full moon energy. This flame is so, it's burning. A lot of energy right now. Very, very good. Very good. All right, I'm going to close this reading out with the Palo Santo, okay? I feel so happy and grateful for you guys tuning in. And here's another thing in my conclusion. I don't want you guys to feel like you have to watch the whole entire thing. That's why I timestamp my readings. If you read something in the title below, and for each timestamp that you're like, whoa, that title of this section of the reading really resonates with me, take it, okay? It's an offering. This is an offering to you, to us, and to source. So coming from source. So yeah, but I'm going to stop putting in descriptions of what the readings are about, because again, the messages that come through are primarily for people and persons and beautiful human beings that are curious about what I'm about. My space and my place is, my portal is a place and space for you to give into that curiosity for what I'm about and what my messages are about. Whether it's in this form, giving energy readings, or it's me sitting in front of a camera. So with that, thank you so much for coming in. I hope may this message guide you in the coming month of November. Please check out my other videos that I make where I'm sitting in front of the camera. There's tons of just little dimes and little insights and personal questions that I ask consciousness itself, and I share it with you. So again, I will see you very soon. Thank you so much. Remember to expand your consciousness, embrace supreme love and guidance, and evolve your human being. See you.